Hi.
Hi.
Oh, well, here we are. Well, here we are. So,
For another day.
another
Another day of
another
Duck
dollar.
Pond.
Let's add ourselves some background music. I will loathify.
There we go. All right, so what are we working on today?
Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah. Good evening, Brett.
Hey, Brent. How are you doing this morning? For this evening, I guess. I don't even know what time it is, apparently. A lot of thumping going on.
Yeah, mostly me turning stuff on and off.
Mm-hmm. No, it's that's fair.
Hi, Tess. How's it going?
Hey, Tess.
Are we being raided?
Yeah, we're being raided. You specifically. Hey, Merrick.
Welcome to the Duck Pond, guys. I am Kayan. This is my cohort Guy. I'm on a comic called Armageddon Divinity. He works Bellatrix Rising.
Yep. We just
I get a lot of things set up on.
We have sound alerts for it? Is there a sound alert for it? What is this sound alert? What does this do?
You stream comment alerts?
I don't know.
You know, we have to look into that.
Yeah. Like, can we get alerts? I'm looking over here in the control system. Into our controls.
Yeah, I know you
I
can
knew-
do it through Streamlabs, but I'm wondering if Restream has that built in or not.
You can do that through Streamlabs? I'm like, doing
Yeah.
you what? You're what?
We'll have to get a hold of
shortcuts.
Restream and find out if they do sound alerts.
Yeah. Participants' names. Yeah. Huh. Push product links to live chat. Show QR code scan alerts on stream. What does that mean? Oh, I get it.
I don't think we want that.
No, I don't think that does anything either.
So,
Like, I got all these things, like all these controls, and I'm not sure what any of them do.
So let's put that on the list for this week. Let's get some stream alerts going.
See you later, Tess. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Tess. We're actually doing planning for the week and kind of
Deciding what we're doing.
getting our stuff on. Yeah.
Hello,
So
Ari.
this was an excellent thing.
Yum.
Hi, Ari. How's it going?
We got like a couple people in here hanging. Oh wow! All right, I love that. That your icon is really cool. I mean, everybody's icons are always cool. I just was like, huh, that's interesting. All right. Okay, so the things that I need to work on this week are going to be, I need to work on my animations. You know that. So these guys need to be worked on. We need to figure out which animations are done and which ones need to be done. So we're at in the completes folder. We only have these 4 things complete. Those are not all complete. Because we got to stop. We got to fix all of these guys so we can go and do all of these things. Like Yim's icon too. Avatar. Now, everybody's got cool avatars. Okay, so trying to figure out one, 2, 4, 7. I feel like I'm missing something here. All right. See you later, Mark. It's good to see you. There we go. That's what I needed. Okay, 03.
Okay, so I'm setting up for streaming sound alerts, the shout out button.
Oh, you know what we're doing?
No, I'm setting up for me.
Gotcha.
Hi, Nimmy Mama. How are you doing?
One, two, three, four, and five. Okay, so we gotta pause this.
So
while I work on this. So this is part of what I gotta do this week.
So for my comic this week, we're gonna do for issue 1. $24, $25, $6, $27.
All right.
Issue 5.
Also drawing. Good. You can hang with us and we'll keep you company. You can keep us company and we will draw together. Rendered. Animated rendered.
Okay. 21.
So smog. Thought we had that one done. No blind spots, that's why.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Kat. We've got a question headed your way. So it's good to see you here. One of the viewers who's been visiting with us just joined up on Global Comics and made a normal account and can't figure out where the creator account is. So I'm glad to see you. Because I was dinking around and pushing buttons and I couldn't figure out what to do. Because, of course, my account's already a creator account. And looking it up online was kind of, yeah, that might be a good thing. If you've got a moment or two, I would appreciate it. 7th hierarchy of stops. You're drawing anyway. I loves it. We gotta remove. Nine U-turns. This may take a second. Get Kat joining in here.
We can't hear you if you're talking, Kat.
Yeah, we can't hear you yet. UCLA. We lost him. Okay, now I know where I need to be for the week. It's kind of a pain, but that's all right. We got it. There we go.
Oh.
There we are. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it's so picky about the order that I do things in. I have to open OBS first and then open Restream, and I keep forgetting that. It's weird.
Yeah, I have the same kind of problem. Every time I open it, my camera won't work.
Yeah, it's so
I
silly.
do it out of order.
All right, let me get Global Comics window up here, and I'll show her them. Sorry, I don't know who it is. Who's the one that needs the help?
So it's, I don't know if they're on yet, but it doesn't matter if you can say it. I'll tell them to refer to this episode, and then find this on the.
Yeah. So let me walk through really quick. Let me make sure. One, I know, but I'm pretty sure I know the specifics. Let me just double check.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I literally just helped somebody else with this. Okay, yeah, it's super easy. So there's so since they don't have a creator account yet, they just have the account settings. So when they go to the account setting page, and you'll see like the menu on the left-hand side, and at the very bottom you should see it says publishing, and underneath it might say experience, talent listings, and pages. Click on pages, and it'll give the option to create a new creator or publisher account.
Okay, hang on real quick. I'm gonna bring that up here.
Oh, dude, yeah, I was gonna show you. Oops, I thought I had the window showing. I have the wrong window showing. Let me add a new window here.
Being up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me
bring a lovely, lovely cover, I might add.
I'm in the middle of playing with where I know what colors I want. I'm just in the middle of moving stuff around because I do not like working with color. It stresses me out. All right, so when you load in, there's a couple different options. You can either go to, so like if you land here, you can go to edit and then pages, and then it'll let you create a new page. I obviously have my Art Crumbs one.
Right.
And if I wanted to change settings, whatever. But since it's not made yet, that's what they would need to do is go to account settings. They can alternatively click up here, account settings, and then pages. Okay. And they should be able to create a page. The thing you have to consider though is if they want to decide between a publisher page or a creator page, they have to make that decision then. Otherwise, if they make the wrong one and want to change it later, they either have to delete it and start over, or contact us and we can change it for you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But usually we do not recommend, if you're only gonna have multiple series only done by you, we use a creator account, not a publisher account. Publishers we kind of deem as people who publish multiple comics by different people rather than all just by the same person. So that's what I define, but I don't know. That's just me personally.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm a creator.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I did it right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, it's not technically right or wrong. It's just this is what we recommend.
Sure.
Yep. So yep, that's how you do it.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. Oh, now I get to work on this disaster. I've been working with this thing all weekend because I can't. I have gone through like different color palettes because I can't find a color palette that I like. And out of the blue, I was looking through some of my old print art. And you know, like the famous like Chat Noir art that's like bright red and black. And I went, oh my god, that's it!
That's the
and so and then so like I cut out all the color. I turned everything black and white, and then like just basically made a new layer on top and just started things in random colors and to like find one that I liked. And so like I like this, and now that I'm like putting stuff in, I'm like, okay, I don't actually like it. Let me move my colors around. Because I am so indecisive. Right. I hate coloring. I hate coloring so much. It's so stressful. This is why I don't color things.
Right. What's so funny is it's you and I are doing this, and it's like that's why we're manga artists, because it's all black and white.
Yeah, I get
so much easier.
Yeah, I get so overwhelmed with color choice, and I'm like, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And it's like, brain, stop. Calm down. Pick one, right. Please. Release me from this torment and pick a color. Yeah, that's sort of the stage I'm in right now, is sort of just shifting the colors around before I like commit and make it really clean. And I have a brand new logo. So that I was able to work on one of my favorite artists with. I about had a heart attack, so I made a post on Twitter saying, hey, I need help making a logo. And they reached out to me, and I went, oh my god, it's the person I was going to ask, but was too chicken shit to ask.
That's awesome.
And right? He's like, hey, I'll help. And I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, I wanted to ask them, but I was like, oh, there's no way they're gonna want to work with this. Like, you know, like just the whole like self-confidence stuff.
Yep.
And
imposter
then
syndrome.
Like, right, yeah. And so over the last 2 weeks, we've been working on it. And I really want this cover done so I can like show off the new logo and the new cover tomorrow, because I have to, the next update for Guides Bank goes out on the 1st.
Right.
So I'd like to, with my new Startup Chapter 2, have my brand new series cover. So I'm trying to time them together, and if I have to, I'll delay it longer, but I really don't want to have to do that.
Right. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I wonder if red line art would look good. Let's try it. Oof. Maybe.
No. Maybe not.
No. That's basically what I've done for all weekend. Let's try this. Ooh. Let's try that. No. That's basically been me all weekend. What are you guys working on?
I'm still designing my story. I'm still plotting it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm setting up what I'm doing for the week.
Nice.
So I'm writing down things like, okay, what do I need to improve for streaming? And I need sound alerts. I need ways of, if raids come in, deal with them.
Most of the times they're pretty harmless. You know, sometimes it's not, but usually they're pretty harmless.
Oh, well, usually they're actually really nice here, I've discovered.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get raided from buddies who then, you know, it just brings our numbers up. Like we had 15 viewers earlier.
Oh, hey.
Doing sound alerts so that when someone raids, because Restream doesn't necessarily tell us if we're being raided.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
So I need to look that stuff up so that we have better ways of knowing if something has come up on one of our ends, and a better way of shouting out to them.
Yeah, because we don't have any way of seeing it through.
So we have some streaming stuff we have to look into. Comic stuff, I have to. Looks like I have to finish up through page 27 on issue 1 and 21 on issue 5. Just to keep going with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a new comic that has dropped into my lap because of this past weekend.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm busy.
Nice. That's a good way to be, honestly, because that means that you're getting stuff done, moving along, accomplishing things. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Okay, where is that layer? If you would just name your layers.
I know. I do that too.
Where is this?
And I know that dinosaurs and jungle girls are like, because
Relatable.
that's
like all of us can't do layers.
like that's
I
the
don't need
thing
no
that's,
stinking names on my layers. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, train of thought derailed.
I'm so sorry.
Like I was looking at doing a jungle girl comic, and it's pretty atypical for the modern jungle girls to be paired with dinosaurs, but at the same time, having worked on Jurassic Thunder, I want to do more with dinosaurs, so I don't know. I'm going to work on that.
All right.
Ooh, Jurassic Planet. That'd be an interesting name.
Jurassic Planet? I love it.
I
I
I've heard
already
that
love
before. Is it just me?
Huh?
I feel like I've heard that before. Is that just me?
Well, Jurassic World is a
But isn't Jurassic Planet also a thing?
let me
Let's look. I'll look it up for you.
Well, it's a movie.
Oh, that might be what I was thinking about.
Oh.
And it is a horrible movie.
Okay, then you can definitely do it better. Go for it. F the haters.
It came out in
21.
2021.
And there's 2 of them, no less.
They don't even have stars.
Oh wow, then yeah, I would just do whatever. Godsbane, I found out, is like part of a game, or it's a game. Like there's actually something out there also called Godsbane. So there's actually a couple things out there called Godsbane. I had no idea, and I'm like, well, it's too late now.
All right. I am.
And the Jurassic Park fan game Jurassic Planet shut down. So there's not even that. There's Planet of the Dinosaurs. I mean,
I would go
I'm
for
not
it.
gonna
I'd go
worry
for
about,
it. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
You know, there's a couple of movies in there, but having done Jurassic Thunder, you can't really blame me either. Which was basically a T-Rex with a giant minigun strapped to its head. So no matter what I do, I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And all the ones that are, the Jungle Girl meets dinosaurs are all titled Jungle Girl. And there's like a billion of them. And it's like,
They can't be bothered to name a character. Good job, guys.
no, they can't even be bothered to name the comic. Like, they're all titled Jungle Girl. It's like, this is stupid.
Oof, it's even worse.
Oh, it's the 10th anniversary for Kairos. Oh, that's cool.
Kairos?
It was an animated trailer for a Kickstarter book called Kairos. It was an amazing Kickstarter trailer. It made you want to buy the book. In fact, the one I'm missing, which has me ruining the day, is I need book 2. Because it's a 3-book series and I'm missing the second book.
Color. Where's the shirt layer? Why is that white? Weird. I hate. You know that kid who sits there and he like screams, "I love coloring." I am not that kid.
Right?
He's like, "I freaking love coloring," and I'm like, "Wow, I wish I could be that way." Teach me your ways, O master, so that I may also love coloring.
Wow, you're loud!
Me?
No, the kid that goes, I love coloring!
Oh.
It's like, wow.
Yeah. Have you seen that? Have you seen that meme?
No, I have not.
I'll find it.
The best I have for that is the I Love Trains one.
It's this meme, Cayenne. It's this one.
Yeah.
I love coloring. Like that is not
Oh
me.
God, yeah, that one.
It's not me. I wish I had this kid's passion. Oh.
Yeah, see, you just look weird.
I'm gonna delete this up here.
Yeah, I've been putting up.
Hmm?
I've been working on concept art for this new comic that's been rolling around in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And like this weekend, I did this drawing here.
Oh my goodness! Wow, you did that just over the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
I know.
You do work quickly.
And this was one of the clear things I had when I started working on this last weekend. When I had the idea pop in my head, I had this scene of the main character coming out of the jungle, and you're just seeing this futuristic city in front of them. And they make a comment, or the narrator has a comment of, all she smells is chemicals and death, and leaves it be and pulls back into the jungle. And I've had that very, very clear image in my head for this comic.
Yeah, sometimes you just have. I have a few things like that. Like in God's Plane, I've got a few scenes in my mind that I'm like, oh, I know exactly how this is gonna happen. But like pages and art is harder for me though. I really struggle to like see things like exactly how they are until like I actually get to the sketch phase. Which is why like when I do scripts, I have to write everything out. Like, have you always seen this cover this or this artwork this way, or like was this finally like your eureka moment where you finally could see this character and her world and stuff?
No. In fact, actually, I drew out 10 pages at Wicked West.
While he was just hanging out with the desks.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
And so this is one of the pages I drew during the con.
Wow, you're just like Mr. Productive over here. I don't think I can keep up with you anymore.
Well, we couldn't keep up with him to begin with. What do you mean anymore?
That's fair. Leaving us in the dust, man. Look at you getting all this stuff done. So, like, how long do you think the story will be?
Well, I have 10 pages, but I'm thinking that it's going to pan out longer. I just don't know what's happening. It's still kind of coalescing in my mind right now. Like, I had another person try to pin me down on what I'm seeing for it, and I'm like, that's not the way my mind works.
That's fair, yeah. I think I was more just curious, because it's taken me 13 years to get the story for God's Bane, so when I see someone who is working quicker than me, I get really curious as to why, because I find it so interesting.
Well, that was the thing that, like when I was going through cancer treatment, I was talking about another comic page with my cancer doctor. And he's sitting there going, you know, I really want to get scans of your brain while you're creating, because I think there's an interesting thesis there.
Yeah, it probably is.
Watch, that's when they discover a new version of, that I have some sort of freaking undiagnosed mental illness that causes me to be very, very creative and very productive, but very bad in everything else.
I feel like that part of it might also be not necessarily that. I think you also don't get caught up in your own self as easily. Like I really get, I'll start drawing a page and then it's like, well, am I doing this right? Wait, I don't think no, maybe I think I should back up. And I've never seen you do that. When I watch you draw, it's just a constant motion. You're constantly drawing, you're constantly inking. Whereas I'm like, I'll draw a panel and then I've got to go back and fuss with it. And I'm going to mess with this part. And I hate this. And the whole panel has to go away. And we have to redo it. And, you know, that's one of the reasons why the maquette thing works for me is because I'll start hating the picture. But then I say to myself in my head, trust that the 3D models were correct. You know what I mean? Like, and that's part of the reason I do it is to get past that stage. And it's because otherwise there comes a point where no matter how good I set up the page, it doesn't look right. And some part of my imposter syndrome just has a field day and I cannot clear it. So
100%.
Yeah, with the maquettes, then I do okay, you just have to trust. I know it looks wrong. You have to trust that the 3D models were correct. So have faith that the 3D models were correct. And that's actually more than anything, the reason why I use the maquettes is because it bypasses that moment of indecision and all of that. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? I'm not doing this right. You know, it bypasses all of that. So
that's relatable.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of it right there.
The other piece that's really been grabbing me is this character's hair. And the reason why is remember the old show Max? The Max?
Yeah.
There was and all I can picture of it is this one scene where she's standing on a rock and you're seeing her hair flow in the wind.
Right.
I'm kind of seeing that for this character where you're seeing the hair flow.
Yeah.
And I love that style where it's, in the sharp black. It doesn't matter what her hair color is, part of the hair is just in black. And I've been toying with that too. So.
Ooh, red liner looks really good. Until I got to the wings, and now it doesn't look good.
Right? You're totally doing the same thing I do. It's like, dang it, no, it doesn't look as cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to harmonize the colors more. And so I'm trying to find because let me go back. I originally had the wing, I had everything yellow, except for the body, and it just doesn't look harmonized very well. So I thought, well, let me go in and harmonize all of the colors so that the line art is the same. Everything is universal. And after of course, you're going to autosave now. Thanks, Club.
Right.
Oh, that needs to be a little bit dark. The face needs to be a little bit darker. smidge darker, maybe mute it a tiny bit. Yeah, so when I have the red line art, it looks, in my opinion, more harmonized. And now it's just a matter of cleaning it. But now I don't like the hair color. It blends in too much with the wings.
Right. That's why I was like,
yeah. Sorry.
I was like looking at the color picker here.
But if that's the only problem I have, that's a problem Oh, look, it looks like Inuyasha. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
No,
what?
Inuyasha.
Oh no.
Shit.
What did I do? I didn't even realize I did that. Okay, these look like his hair is up. So like I need to fill in some of the space back here so that you can see the wing through it. Oh my gosh. I didn't even realize I did that. Oh well. It's too late to change it now. I'm not changing it. Nope, not changing it. Oh, there's some blue hatching here that I did for the wings. Maybe that could be a good color for the hair.
So, hey Kat, I don't know if you're
Yes.
looking on my screen or not.
I can.
I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yep, sure can.
Because I'm pulling the red here and the blue that you've got on the pants there.
Mm-hmm.
And just looking at some of the other colors that Adobe thinks is a good idea to set up as like sort of alternates on this one is this purple on the screen.
Yeah, let's try a purple for the hair. See how
Let's
that
see if that works. You want to try 8144E3 and see if that comes up clean on that one. Maybe a little darker. Yeah, it might be a darker.
Yeah, let's try something darker.
I'm going to bed.
Good night.
Good night.
The purple, like, here's a muted purple. It looks pretty nice.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Was that the cup?
That was the cup.
The funniest part is I said, did you put the cup face up so that, and then it went clack, 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 clack. So, Kat, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
George has a thing with the cup that we use on the sink. He has to stick his face in the cup. Then he lifts his head up and goes, uh-oh. And then it falls off of his face into the sink. This happens every night, like clockwork.
He's not learned yet?
Well, no, I mean, he actually is trying to get the water out of the bottom of the cup because he is
weird.
Oh,
yeah.
But it was so funny because Mariah just came over here and said, I'm going to bed. And I said, okay, did you put the cup face up? And just as I said face up, I hear clack, 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 clack.
That's funny.
It's kind of funny. Anyway, I was just thinking that maybe a purple would do good in there. You also have the ability to add this green, but I feel like this green's way too wild.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. I think purple, so one of these purples will work. I just have to find the right one.
Yeah, well, you want to try the one that Adobe suggests?
I think that looks way too bright.
Yeah, it might be too bright.
Yeah. RGB. I'm working in RGB because I'm a terrible person.
This is in
feel
hack.
like...
It's even telling me in hack.
Oh, I don't even know
So
what that.
it's 8144E3 if you want to use it.
I don't. Okay, hang on. Color 81. What is it?
It's RGB values here.
That's okay. I have the color thingy, the color settings up now. So what's the hex?
8144E3 is the purple. It just says that it's harmonic with that red and that blue. That's all.
Oof. I mean, it is technically.
It is harmonic technically.
Wow,
right,
that's
that's way too saturated.
Yeah, that's a wild color. Holy crap.
Let's bring it down and see, because we can bring this guy down and it still works.
Is there good put it?
Oh no, I was just recommending. Like,
I'm wondering if there's somewhere else I could put it.
That down and it stays harmonic. So
yeah,
you could do 582F9C and see if that works.
5. Oh, I was close. 58229C.
Oh, F9C.
Oh, F9C. Oh shoot. Brain.
I know.
Dyslexic. Okay, 5'8".
2.
2.
Foxtrot 9 Charlie.
For some reason, that was easier. I think
It's
it's
much
still.
darker.
I think it's still too bright. It's too saturated.
It's too saturated.
So let's desaturate it a little bit.
Bringing its darkness down quite a bit.
Ooh, that looks a lot better. It's closer.
There you go. There you go. I like it.
It's really close. All right, I made it just a tinge darker.
That
Ooh,
works.
maybe that's too dark. It's that red though. It's
No,
like
I like
contrasting
that.
with the red.
I don't know if the line work needs to be red, but I liked the purple you had before there.
Okay, there you go. That darker one.
Mm-hmm. Darker and desaturated.
Yeah, that does look nice. Thank you, Guy. I would have never have thought purple.
You're welcome, and anytime, my friend. Anytime. Do the best we can with what we got, right?
Mm-hmm. I added the purple to the shoes just to give it somewhere else to be. Do you think it looks good?
I like the shoes being purple too.
Because originally I think they were yellow before.
Yep.
Yeah, they were yellow before. I mean, the yellow stands out better, but outfit-wise, it looks better with it being purple. Because it's like he has black shoes or dark-colored shoes and dark-colored hair, so. How do you feel about his little hair tie petals being that blue, being that turquoise?
I like it being the turquoise. It matches the pants. It connects the pants, so that makes it good. Trying
to like universalize it. I think now it just needs to be cleaned up and add minimal rendering. Yeah, because I just loosely threw everything in. It looks really good without the purple though.
It does, but he looks too much like Inuyasha.
I know. God damn.
Right?
Dang it, cat.
I know.
That's
I feel you,
funny.
man. I feel you. I feel you a lot on that one.
Why
like I totally
did
get
my
that.
brain do that? Maybe it was desperate for something that looked good and subconsciously was like, let's do this.
Yeah, David. Season 3 of Picard kicked so much butt. It was so good.
Alright, now I get to spend time cleaning up my artwork. Yay! Oh, where's my liner layer? I'm just gonna reference that to make my life easier. I'll make this white. Whoops.
Where the hell did the spotlight go? Right?
Multiply and then set to layer. Alright, now it'll be a lot easier to clean.
They treated Worf really, really well in that show. I was very pleased. The ship isn't even. I don't know what the ship is. Good heavens, there it is. What the hell? Okay, so we're above.
Hopefully my squirrel brain won't try to change the colors again later.
Right.
Be like, no, cat, stop it, please. See.
Right.
Brain, what are you doing? Brain, no.
Brain, stop it.
Stop.
I'm trying to move on. I have pages to finish. Because that's the thing. Like, usually I work on my pages on the weekend. And because I've been working on this all weekend, I have had no wise done.
I feel
R.I.P.
that one as well.
But I'm like, dude, I've put off this cover for the last year and a half because I didn't want to do it. Because I didn't have a logo, so I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, now you're like, well, I've got a logo. I can't really gripe anymore. Dang it.
Yeah, basically. And that's why I'll just wait till I get a logo. And I'm like, oh well, I have a logo now. I can't like run away from it anymore. And I want to show it off. Like I want to be able to show people the amazing work that Crispy did.
Get her unrotated. There we go.
And I guess it's also okay because these colors are more representative than like literal. So okay. I don't know. Aros does look pretty good in these colors. Just saying.
He looks very good in those colors. I love them.
So his skin tone's actually darker though. Let me play with that just a little bit. Okay, the problem I have, I don't even know what color actually is. He is Indonesian, but I don't want to do the stereotypical yellow because that's really not okay. So what color could I do? I'm trying to think of a color that I could use that still goes with the color scheme.
It might be the only color that I play around with, so let me do that first. So I don't want to do stereotype stuff.
And David, did you notice that in what was it, episode 7, they canonized this version of the Enterprise? So she's now canon, which is awesome. The NX-01. Right? Oh no, poor Ro. I know. Oh, God, Ensign Ro was like, I had such a crush on her.
How does that skin tone look? I don't like it as much.
Little pink. Yep, they canonized the SS Enterprise, which is just so cool. It makes me want to cry.
I'm putting you up on the big screen.
Oh my lord.
Because you're the one doing all the real work here. The rest of us are like, but.
Ooh, that's too gray. Too muted. When to be fair, he's technically a like whatever the word is for that, technically speaking. Every time I've drawn it, well, let me just grab the freaking artwork that I've done of him. Grab his color. Smart cat, just do that. Duh.
Rhinestone, copper, deflector, green lights. Need to be green.
This color guide is still accurate, so at least the colors are right.
Make them red.
Yo, that's so funny. So this was his color sheet that I made forever ago, and look at the colors I picked then and now.
Yeah, yeah, right. Same. You've got it almost the same. Well, sometimes it's just what your brain wants to work with.
Yeah, that's so funny. But I didn't realize I made the colors almost exactly the same. That's wild. Thanks, brain, for remembering, and thank you guys for knowing instinctively what colors I actually wanted.
Clearly, that's the colors you wanted. Who knew?
All right, so that's his actual color, but I feel like that's too dark for the color scheme that I have. Let me make it a little bit brighter for the sake of this image. Does that blend too much into the yellow?
A little bit.
I can always change the yellow. Let me modify the yellow.
See if I can make the yellow a little bit brighter or lighter, maybe. Let's see if I change that.
Maybe try a chartreuse with it.
Ooh, that's a nice. The yellow's a little bit lighter now. I feel like that's a little bit easier. Let me turn on my my value checker. Let me see what's actually going on. Okay, so if I can make the yellow a little bit lighter, that might work. Because then it would separate his skin tone from his body, his shirt a bit more.
Okay, why am I still not getting?
Ooh, it looks super duper saturated. It looks super saturated, but I know it's not. Ooh, what if I took this yellow that's in the title? Ooh, it's a little too light. Let's try somewhere in the middle.
Why are you lighting up in the render but not lighting up? Wow, that's not the right thing.
Alright, what do you guys think about that?
Oh, that's better. Yeah. Why are you
Okay.
not lighting up here? Let's bring the light at this. Dim.
Just a darker gold.
Still too bright. Better.
I hate coloring. I hate it. It makes me want to cry.
What's got you this time?
I can't settle on the yellow. So I'm gonna put everything back before I started changing things. I just can't settle on things. Like it just feels I think it's my printer, my old printer brain getting back to me. Is I'm so used to seeing things in like a single % of a color. And I'm like hunting for like that perfect color.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, but you may have to abandon it because it looks solid to me. That looks better than the other one.
This one?
Yeah, that looked better than the next. You did a darker color. And like that.
So you like this better?
Yeah, I like that one.
Because this is the original before I started messing with it.
Now go to the next color. No, it's too dark. Yeah. No, you're fine where you were.
What about this one?
That one.
Because there's this one, and then the darker one, and then this one.
No. Go to
But see, he's not white. He's not a white person. He's from Indonesia, and with this color, he looks like a white person.
Yeah. Okay, he's Indonesian then. That's a different color.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they can be lighter skinned, but they're they're
probably
darker.
better that way.
And like I don't want to just make them like a yellowy color. I don't want to do that either.
Yeah, no, that's
No. You don't
So I'm
want
trying
to.
that
to
becomes an issue as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to find it's just the colors that I've picked. I need something that's more like orange brown skin tone, like a neutral skin tone that goes with the colors that I've picked. And that's like, oh my gosh, Kat, look what you've done. So that's why I figured, well, let me change the colors around him instead. Because I'm more willing to have like a different yellow to fit his skin tone. So. All right, so we'll stick with that. Now let's play with the yellow skin tone or the yellow shirts. It's a bright ass yellow.
Right?
And eventually I just have to just let it go. Eventually. And the good news is with these colors, switching over to RGB or CMYK shouldn't be super hard.
Yes.
The red might be an issue though, but it's a muted red, so. It looks bright as. Alright, I'm just gonna stop messing with it. I need to just move on. What do you think about the Godsbane color? So
I think you're in good shape there. I think that actually runs just fine because it won't work in the purple. It won't work in the purple, but it works in the yellow. Unless you're going to go to white of either the moon behind or the colors of his skin.
Yeah, I think I'll leave the moon white.
I like the moon being white.
Okay, and so then Godsbane being yellow is still readable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's good.
My perfectionism is showing. It's a cover, it's important.
It is important. Ben Dunn even said that.
I want to try a few. I want to try a few trail comics on Global Comics of this one and see how it does analytics wise, and use that resource to kind of not only build out what this world is, but also kind of start to define it. And I think that's going to be the better place for me to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing we also, I don't know why I picked white. The other thing you'll need to consider also is when it comes to like your analytics, it's tricky because your stats week to week are going to change pretty dramatically. Even mine changed pretty dramatically, and if it starts out bad, that doesn't mean it can't get better. And the more you change it, the more it'll affect it. So, for example, like I had my chapter 1 that I upload. Well, I merged everything together, so it created a brand new, like, refreshed set of analytics for it. And the group that I promoted it to initially hated it. it did really bad on Reddit. Like I got a lot of feedback for, hey, try this, try that. And so like out of pure curiosity, I talked this with you guys earlier, I went ahead and tried it anyway. And I'm like, let me just see what happens for the lulz. And my retention tanked. My retention tanked after I made all those changes. Like it went from, I had like a retention of, I believe it was like 32%, and it dropped to below 20 within the span of about 3 weeks. As far, when I say retention, I mean people who went from the first page to the last page. And my previous retention had been like 30. So I lost over 10% of point. I went from just above average to like below average retention. Which really made me sad. And so I put it all back. I undid all the changes, and now my retention is almost up. If you look at the weekly retention, like it's finally back up to normal the last 2 weeks. And my like overall retention is going to take some time to recover because, it looks at all of the data and averages it out. So I have to, it's going to take me a long time to get that universal average back. I have to undo 3 weeks worth of damage. So the lesson here is do what the frick you want to do and don't let other people tell you what to do unless they're paying you. That's my lesson, is everyone's a critic and I'm going to do what I want to do. Because
that's a good...
Yeah,
good.
The reason I'm laughing is because you're right. I mean, like, not because that was silly or ridiculous. That is really true.
Yeah, like, because everyone's like, oh, well, you should try it. Because everyone says, oh, you need to cater to your audience. And so I'm like, okay, I will. Ooh, my retention sucks now. Like, and I kept sharing it. Like, I kept promoting it like I normally did. And everywhere I shared it, my retention just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. I'm a
firm belief now. The Neil Gaiman version, man. Just run Neil Gaiman, which is write what you think is cool.
Yep.
And then you'll pick up your following. But it really has a lot, I think, to do with to thine own self be true.
Exactly.
When you start wandering off what your muse needs you to do, then you just you lose it.
Yeah, it's also a good lesson for me in that, like, I was able to make other people happy. Like and that was the strange part. I was getting good feedback from people, like the people who did talk to me, and like told me, oh yeah, I liked it or I didn't like it. Like I got great feedback from them, but my retention was telling me otherwise. And so I thought that is super strange. Like, how is it the feedback that I am getting is fantastic, but my retention is telling me that people hate it?
Because there's another part to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, so the feedback is them imparting their tastes on you. But remember, in the end, it's your taste.
Yeah.
And sometimes having that clear artistic vision is the better choice. Have you heard the Ira Glass speech on creativity?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Basically what he says is when you're going through creative work, you have to go through a lot of it. And you have this thing where it's like, it doesn't feel like it's that good. He goes, because it's not to you. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, that's killer. And there's a gap between the two, and you're trying to close that gap. So it's better to do more creative work and try to close that gap between how you feel about something versus how that thing actually is.
Oh, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So sometimes feedback you have to take with a grain of salt because people are taking their own
their own like taste as part of the feedback.
yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I know someday I'll get there.
Yeah, really, yeah, it's just there comes a point where it's like we all need to,
Trust
not
ourselves
get-
more.
Yeah, no, just tell that voice to kind of be quiet because it's like such a obnoxious voice.
It is, yeah. What a jerk.
Right? Sure.
I got stuff to do.
Exactly.
That's why, like, I was asked what's this character's name, and I couldn't even answer that. And at first I felt really bad, and I went, well, wait a minute. The character hasn't told me their name yet. Like,
yeah.
that's a big thing, is my characters talk to me, and this one is talking to me, but it's not in a way I understand just yet.
I feel that way with my characters too. That there's a certain communication that you have with your characters. Because people will ask me sometimes, oh well, like why did you? What is that? What is that? Oh, that's weird. Sorry. Anyway, my character. People will be like, you do this to your character. Why don't you do that? And I'm like, oh, my character would never do that. And they're like, oh, but you like your character can do anything and be anything you want them to be. And I'm like, why would I do that?
Right.
Impose my will on my characters. Oh well, it makes a better story. Yeah, but is it true to that character? Like
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, they're like, but they're not real people. I'm like, they are to me. Like, I wouldn't want my characters to act in a way that is unnatural to them, and so I don't make them do that. And they're like, that's really weird. You're basically making the characters control you. And I'm like, but I'm telling their story. It's not my story to tell.
We like, kind of like, yeah, actually, that's exactly correct.
Yeah, I'm like, do you treat real life people this way? I asked them that, and they're like, well, no, because they're not real people. I'm like, they're real people to me. Like,
right?
That's why I like to roleplay with my friends. Because, like, then I get to put my characters in situations they may not normally ever be in, and I get to learn more about them.
And also, too, sometimes you have to let your characters be dumbasses. You know?
Yeah, I feel that a lot with Aros. He makes so many bad mistakes, and it almost hurts watching him do it.
Because you know he's going down that line.
Yeah,
you know
we were talking about that earlier with like my friend group. Because I have a manga server, Kyan, you're in the server, I think. We were talking about characters and stuff. And it really sucks to just watch them fuck up. It's like, no, Aros, don't do it. And he's like, well, I'm going to do the thing anyway. So, dummy.
Well, if I ever get back to him, Credence suffers the same thing.
Ooh.
Where it's like, I know what you're about to do. I don't recommend this, but you're too pig-headed to not listen.
I know you're going to do it anyway. This is basically how it feels. I know you're going to do it anyway. I'm just telling you, you probably shouldn't.
Just letting you know, for the record.
I tried to tell you.
It's not going to end well. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I tried to tell you. You didn't listen. I don't want to hear you complaining, even though I have to write about it.
Who?
slowly cleaning everything up.
Have you, Kat, seen the anime Recreators?
No.
I recommend it. It's such a great anime.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a reverse isekai.
Oh, interesting. How? Like, what do you mean?
So you know what an isekai is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. The main villain breaks down the barriers. So all of these characters that are coming from different creators' worlds are being dumped into the real world.
Oh. Wow, that's
And
interesting.
like some of them actually become who are the heroes in their world become the villains in our world.
Oh.
And like one of the characters, his daughter just died in the books when he's pulled over. And so he views his creator as being this evil entity, and how dare God do this?
Oh, wow. That is really interesting.
And when he finally gets a chance to confront the creator, you know, he's like, how could you do this to me? How could you make me suffer like this? Her response is, I make you suffer because I know you can do it, and I'm rooting for you.
I don't know if that would make me feel better, just to be honest.
And it's
You're just saying.
huh?
Oh, I don't. I'm just saying that, like, if I had like met my creator and I'm like, oh, I know you can handle it, I'd be like, you're a fucking masochist, or you're a sadist. Like, oh my gosh, like you needlessly made me suffer for your own entertainment just because I can handle it. Just because I can handle it. Oh my gosh, I would not handle that well. Nah, son.
Well, she also gets him pretty good too. So
There you go. It
she
works
had
out.
fixed the story in a way that was interesting, and he because he was over here, he didn't realize how she was working to fix the story.
Oh, I see.
But
Interesting.
it's an amazing piece because there's a lot of, you know, why as a creator different creations have to go through what they go through. There's a lot of really good, like one of the people in there, he is a hentai artist.
Oh my goodness.
And his character is like, why? Why do you do this to me?
Well, don't you like it? No.
Yeah.
No.
She's such a sweet and innocent character, and he's such a pervert.
Yeah, that's sad.
But what's important with him is he knows his audience, and he knows what his audience wants. So when he writes, he's writing for a very specific demographic. And so even with him, you have to pay attention because he's not this monster. He just knows what people like, and he knows what he's writing for.
Yeah, it definitely sounds interesting because it definitely blends the line of like what should you do versus like what can you do like as a creator, which is really interesting concept. It sort of like purposely proposes this question and gives all sorts of different situations where the answer might be different depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, like there are times where like I purposely make Arlos like he has a son that he didn't know he could have kids, and suddenly there's this child in his life, and he's like, oh God, what do I do? Like what am I supposed to do with this? And because he's been essentially planning all along that like basically the world will end. So like that was never on his plan of things to do. And so he has no idea how to respond to this, and so he sort of has to like wrestle with, am I okay with basically destroying the world now that I have a kid? Like, is this something I'm okay with? And he chooses no. So yeah, like I try to propose interesting questions there, and he really struggles with that, and that's sort of like what sets him like I've been terrible, I've done all these horrible things, because suddenly he has a different perspective on everything that he's been doing. So it doesn't change him right away, and then like that child gets more or less captured, more or less, like to put it simply, and then he really freaks out, and they're like, wait, why do you care about this thing? Like the world's gonna, why do you care about it? Like, there's nothing for it to lose, so you shouldn't feel bad about it. And he's like, but.
But
So,
it
yeah,
is an honest question that, you know.
Yeah, like if you move forward with your plan, this is what's going to happen.
And it's that little bit of extra drama you can put into and show the character growth. Like
it means a lot more to, because I mean, this is like slightly spoil. Well, I don't want to do spoils if you guys don't like spoils.
I'm just enjoying the discussion. You're not.
Okay.
It's up to you on whether you want to spoil it.
Okay. Well, if you guys don't mind, then I'm fine talking about it. So Aros killed his father when he was dead. So like the role that he plays, they're not supposed to have kids. They're not supposed to be able to have kids. And so like that was really never anything on his mind that he was even considering. And when he has the kid, like the first thing that he thinks about is like, oh my gosh, like I will never be able to measure up because I don't know how to do this right. I didn't have a good role model. Like I didn't know like what am I supposed to even do? Like I'm a job. Like he's super scared at first for lots of reasons that aren't necessarily like, oh, like the world's ending, and then that reality hits him, and he's like, oh wait, like I have a bigger problem. And so it's sort of him going through this process of thinking of all these different problems suddenly now has to think about that he was in no way prepared for, and he doesn't really want to answer it right away, so he just kind of like puts the baby off of on a friend of his. He's like, hey, can you handle this? And they're like, but it's your kid. And he's like, I know, I just need time to think. So like he basically runs away, as he always does, and that's sort of a thing that Aros has, is he runs away from all of his problems. Because he's thinking the world's going to end, right? So he doesn't bother to face any of it. He just runs away from everything. And so it's also like a good character growth for him, because not only now does he has to like face the reality that he's basically put in motion the world ending, but he also has to face the reality of finally coming to terms with his own relationship with his dad that he didn't really expect to ever have to think about ever again. Because he's like, oh, like he died years ago, and that's that, and it's over with. And now he has to face that, and he wasn't ready for it. So I'm
But
hoping
that's
it'll
great.
be. Yeah.
That's
Sorry.
a great plot point. Like,
Yeah.
I hope
Good
so.
characterization.
I was afraid it would be or like over the top, but especially since I don't have kids, like I don't know what it's like to be a parent. So, but all I can think of is like if I were suddenly a parent, how would I react? Like that's sort of the aspect that I'm taking. Like suddenly, if that were me, like this would be all the stuff I would suddenly have to think about. It's really scary.
It's scary even when you want to have kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk about that a lot. We planned our conception of the child, and it was planned and plotted ahead of time and everything like that. And even then, we were still kind of freaked out when it finally happened. We were like, whoa, wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, oh shoot, like, am I ready for it? Do I have everything I need? Like, do I have everything? How do I do this?
Right.
Yeah.
The good news is that we are remarkably well built for rearing children. Mm-hmm. So once it actually hits, you're kind of like, yep, I got this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But that's the thing is stories allow you to explore your own psyche.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, and different aspects that you might not be willing to go after head on, but they provide you a safe enough space that you can explore those things that make you comfortable or make your audience uncomfortable. And
yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping I do with Aros, is explore those possibilities that I normally won't.
Mm-hmm.
like that was one of the big things with my anthro stuff that when I get back into, I want to explore really, really heavy topics that I wouldn't naturally want to explore.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And do it kind of in a way in which people can go, oh, okay, well, he's talking about this, but they don't feel necessarily threatened by it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Star Trek does that. It's an ongoing Star Trek trope to do that very thing. And hopefully I intend to do the same thing if I can.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I purposely want my audience to feel uncomfortable.
Yep.
That was a really loud motorcycle.
Yeah, I was just say
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
welcome to my world.
We get them all the time. We get them all the time here. We have two really long straight roads on either side of the complex. And so there's always people zoom 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 zoom, and I'm like 3 blocks away from the like EMS team, and so like all night long, wee woo, and it's like, how many vehicles do you need? Oh my gosh!
Like I hope people are okay, but Lord, sometimes.
Right. You're like, people, come on.
It's like that Shrek meme. Can you be for 5 minutes?
Hey, George. Haven't seen you
Kitty!
all night.
Hi, Kitty.
I'm wondering about you. Wondering if you were okay.
Well, we know he at least got to the cup, so
Yeah, we know you took the cup out. Let's say, don't be indecisive. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a
Why-
stranger.
Why would a cat be indecisive?
I don't know.
That was Miso earlier today. She could not decide if she wanted to be in my lap, like on her little bed next to me, like, and then she wanted to be on the floor, stretching. Within like a few minutes, I'm like, Miso, honey, like, please. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna attack the couch that was furnished from the apartment complex. I'm gonna scratch the feck out of it." I'm
Yep.
like, I don't think you will.
I don't think so.
And then she looks all offended at me. I'm like, Misa, you should be thankful I don't have the water bottle in my hand. Like, I could make your life so much worse, but I choose not to because I love you. Hey. Oof. I hate coloring.
Yeah, at least we don't have to do it on our internal pages.
Thank God. I would not survive. I would not survive if I had to do it on my internal pages. You will never see a color comic from me unless I am not the one coloring.
Right?
I'm not as brave as some other folk are.
I don't know if it's a bravery thing.
For me, it is. The mental torture I would have to put myself through. I mean, I'm sure if I did it more, you know, like I used more color, I would get over that frustration and fear, and I'd actually learn how to do it. But I just don't want to.
That's fair.
Because I just. Okay, I think I got the wings cleaned up. Oh, I missed a spot. Dang it. Missed a... Ooh, what happened here? That's weird.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
No, not that. Don't do that.
I like all the noises that artists make as they're drawing.
I know, right? I'm like, I hit the erase button and everything went away. I hit the delete button and all the line work, everything went away. Let's not do that. That's bad. Thank goodness for undo.
Right?
Yeah. You don't know how many times I catch myself trying to zoom in.
Yeah, when you're
doing
drawing
traditional.
Yeah, when you're drawing analog and traditional. How many times I reach over to hit the Control Z?
That reminds me, when I was I'm used to drawing on my Samsung now. I will catch myself trying to zoom in on my Cintiq with my fingers, and it's not a touch.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, why isn't it? Oh. And I'm like, oh, well, that's embarrassing.
I do that a lot. I'm like, because the Surface will do pinch
Mm-hmm.
but this XP pen does not.
Oh,
And
I see.
so that's the same problem.
All right, I think I'm almost cleaned up to the point where I can start adding bonus lines. And I like to call them bonus lines because it's like extra lines on top of my line art with harmonizing the colors better.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my secondary line art, and I don't know why I do it, but I do.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, you're good.
Just slows me down doing it though. Things take longer because I draw my line art twice. Even in my pages, I do that where I'll have like I have my standard, like normal black line art, and then when I do the like after I'm all done with that, then I go on top and draw with white to emphasize certain areas. And I'm like, why do I have to draw my line art twice? Because I can't make it exactly the same. Otherwise it just looks weird. It gets like a weird outline sometimes.
Right.
And so I have to manually draw it so that it looks not robotic. And I'm like, man, I hate having to draw my line art twice.
I feel you because I do this very detailed sketch line.
Oh yeah.
Where I'm doing it right now actually, where it's like I'm going through and I'm hatching and cross hatching to get the lines I want. And it's this very detailed thing.
Yep, you just
that
kind
I
of sit there.
subjected myself to.
That's how it feels, yeah, subjecting yourself. Yep. That's how it feels.
But I love how it looks at the end. It looks
Yeah.
so good.
It does.
But it also is one of those where it's like, why do I do this to myself?
Yeah. It's like I wish I
Why
didn't
do
have to do
torture myself?
Right. Yeah. I'm so close to being done with this cover, I can feel it. If I sit down and grin and bear it, I'll be done with it before I go to bed. Even though it's already almost 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we got about 15 minutes left in our show.
Dang!
I'll probably be up till 2 or 3 at least. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna stay and just get it done. That way I can move on. Because if I don't, I'm gonna be thinking about it all day tomorrow at work.
Yep.
So it's gonna be one of those nights I just have to sit down, buckle down, and get it done.
Are you still working from home?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, we don't have an office or anything.
Yeah, I kind of figured the more modern stuff now is we're not going to offices anymore.
Mm-hmm. I've heard possible discussion about it, but I'm not sure what they're going to end up doing.
It's all about whether your managers really desperately need to sit there and watch you work.
I think it's more just for meetings and stuff because it's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
I don't get that feeling from Chris or Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin's really encouraging me to be more independent in my work and not have to check in with him so much. So I feel like it's the opposite. He's encouraging the opposite, which is really, really awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah.
No, there's just the old school belief system that's involved there is very much we want to watch our employees because they don't get work done if we don't watch them. And so you kind of have a new school version of it, which is as long as they're getting their work done, what difference does it make?
Yeah, that's pretty much what the attitude here is as long as you get your stuff done, and you can find something else to do, we trust you to be able to find something to be able to work on because there's always something to work on. But we trust you to be the judge of that.
Yep. Which is good.
I mean, it's so good that like if we need a nap, like for example, since I'm staying up, I can probably say, "Hey, can I take an extra long day and maybe have a nap and lunch?" And most of the times they'll say yeah, as long as I still get my work done and I make up that hour later. They usually don't care.
Yep.
And that's what I'll do if I have like a really rough night. I'll just, I'll just stay in and I'll work a little bit longer and make sure I get all my stuff done.
Yep.
So it's really nice to
It
work
really
for a
is
company
the way
that trusts.
the world should be.
And like that makes me want to work harder because
Yeah.
I know that they trust me.
And that they care.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big thing.
Yeah, our health insurance freaking spoils us. It spoils us pretty rotten, honestly. We still have decent copays, but like the actual insurance is really nice. It's the best insurance plan I've ever had.
That's awesome.
I'm actually surprised they don't consider your work on God's Bane to be part of. Yeah. Because you're actively pushing the product, you're actively using the product, so that gives you a better base to work with the clients and help them out. So you're actively using just your own products.
Yeah, so the reason why is they are very adamant about keeping Creator Cat and Global Comics Cat separate.
It makes sense.
Like,
because they don't want to
like
accidentally take it over.
Well, there's that, but they also don't want it to look like favoritism.
Right.
That makes sense too.
Yeah, that already has happened. I've already had people accuse me of being favorited over other people because I know the owners. And it's like, well, part of it is that I've been on Global Comics since 2018, so that's part of why I know them in the first place. Is I've established a long-term relationship with them, just as a person. And then also, like, because I'm a creator, I have a creator's perspective, and I'm the only person on the team that's also a creator in terms of comics. So that gives me a unique perspective for them. It also gives me the network to do temperature checks on the community. Like, hey, what does the community feel about this? Or what are people saying about this? Do you know X creators? Like, I can also give introductions to other creators too. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why we keep it separate, but usually it's just to make sure that it's fair. Like, so for example, like with the features, I write feature articles 3 times a week. I intentionally skip Godsbane when it comes up, even if it's because I basically use the algorithm to help me pick features. Even if I naturally come up within the parameters that I set for, like, hey, I want to feature like this genre or this topic today. If I just naturally come up, sometimes it happens. I skip myself. I don't. Yeah, because I already sort of have an unfair advantage because I am the face of the creator community, or a face of the creator community on Global Comics. Like, I already naturally get more exposure. What?
Miso's like all into noise now.
Yeah, so I do stuff more. However, I do allow myself one feature a year. So, like, I get to pick one. Yeah, so I'll pick one. Miso would. I'll pick one eventually, and that'll be it. And I've purposely skipped myself this year so that I can wait until I get my feature me.
Makes sense.
But what I do is I have like all of our genres and features. Like, I have all these ideas for ways I want to sort the algorithm. And then I rotate them so that I don't pick the same one too many times. And so there's an actual list. So it's not like, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a sci-fi person. I'm not a big sci-fi person. But so that it makes sure that I stay fair and don't pick things that I'm like naturally biased against reading, because
if you're biased against something, you may not naturally think of it.
Right.
So it just helps me keep it fair and unbiased. Same thing with like the Fresh Friday features that I handpick those. I get to handpick those based on certain parameters, but I also have those genres and things that I can say, hey, I've not picked one from this genre thing, because I haven't picked from that yet. So there's all kinds of parameters in check to make sure that I don't get too favored intentionally.
Right.
But so that I can still offer like my expertise and other information. So like the creator that I do with people, like that's something that as a creator I can give people because I know generally what they're looking for.
Well, and it also means that
sorry.
I was just thinking it also means that like we end up in that same position too. You can't feature us very often either because it would seem biased.
Well, yeah. So what I usually do is when I feature someone, I have a length of time before they're allowed to be featured again.
Yep. I was just thinking that.
Yeah, because when we feature a thing, we're able to mark that on the comic that only we as admins can see. We can see when it was last featured, so that we make sure, oh, hey, it's not been long enough, or oh, it's been long enough. Like, let me add them.
Sure. Yeah. I'm seeing global comics showing up in places now because of your, like in a positive way. Like I'm seeing global comics showing up and, hey, they're going to start doing this and they're going to start doing that kind of stuff. And it's kind of cool. Because I'm like,
oh yeah, we've got
feel
lots
like
of stuff going on.
I'm on a, not a ground floor, but kind of like, this is a good time for me to join.
Yep. That's what I'm telling people. I'm like, oh, the app looks so sexy.
Yep.
I love using it. We just put it out. They just put out a new update for those who have the demo. It looks really swanky. It's looking really, really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the app when we get there.
Soon, TM, as my boss puts it, soon. He literally says soon, TM. I'm like, you're such a nerd. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I just can't wait to show work we've put into it. What is this
and
line?
You put in a ton of hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. What is this layer? Got a weird layer here. Oh, it was... Okay, I found it. Okay. That was one of my sketch layers I never turned off.
Hope you weren't drawing on it.
No, I was cleaning up his shoe here, and I saw this weird semi-transparent layer, and I'm like, what is that? And when I tried to select it, because I have my line art a little bit, it kept selecting the line art instead. So I was like, what is this? What is it? So I just started going through my line art layers, thinking, oh, maybe it was like a weird line art or something, and eventually I found it. That's why you should name your layers, kids!
Yeah.
Or keep them in folders.
I do that, yeah. I have like a line art folder, and like I have a special layer for each of Aros's colors. Like I have a folder just for Aros and just the line art. But because I don't separate out my sketches, like my sketches from my line art, sometimes like I'm bad about separating those out. So I'm trying to get in the habit of adding a color to my line art layers and versus my sketch layers, so when I'm looking through it, I'll know, is it line art or sketch? And I only did it halfway because I only have like 2 or 3 that are colored. It's like, Kat, you didn't do all the steps. Oh well. Okay, all right. I think. Oh, I missed that part.
Oh, Can, did you notice that Starship Tiberian wants me to? They want to commission me to draw their ship.
Yeah, you got that during the weekend. That was totally cool.
As a side note,
Nice.
one of the Starfleet ships the local chapter
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Hey, we want you to draw our ship." I was like, "Yeah, I'll do that."
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'll draw starships any day, man. I love starships.
Mm-hmm. How did you guys feel about the SpaceX thing?
It went exactly like I expected it to. I think the funniest part about the whole thing was that it did exactly what those ships do in Kerbal. It got to a certain altitude, then it just totally lost control of its attitude thrusters and stuff like that. And it was like, yep, I
I
saw
thought
it.
it was designed to do that.
Yes and no. It was it's tested. So SpaceX is operating on what they call fail faster, and it's
Mhm.
actually a business technique generally used, which
Mhm.
is you create things quickly that you know may have an error, and then when it breaks, you figure out what the break was, and then build a new one and do it again.
Mm.
It's usually a programming technique. So
Mhm.
like we'll build an app, let's say, and you just build it really quickly, then throw it out there and then see what breaks, and then repair those things, and then see what breaks, and then repair those. You know what I mean? So you just keep a cycle of doing that. It's the opposite of try to build it perfectly the first time and then completely freak out when it breaks,
Mhm.
which is a lot of what happens in the like NASA's way of dealing with things is that way, is the other way, where they'll build it and then they freak out when it breaks.
Mhm.
So we have come up on the midnight hour.
Yep. And I almost got it done. I get to add in the gradients now.
It looks beautiful though.
Yep. Oh, I gotta do the back page. I gotta do the back page. I gotta play with the text more, and I kind of started throwing text in just to see how much space I can have. And this was the original summary, and it's not gonna fit.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's not a big deal. I can make it smaller or adjust things and make it work. I might be able to make it fit if I do some messing with the space, like the paragraphs, but or make it smaller maybe. Yeah, it's at 7. Oh, maybe. Oh yeah, it's at oh, it's not text anymore. Oh, it's not editable. Damn, man.
Have you moved up to 2.0 yet?
On my Samsung, yes. Not on my desktop because it's not letting me buy the extra license yet.
That's right. We had this discussion. Yeah, they weren't. I still have the error warning every time I load it, and that's irritating me.
What bit?
The one where every time I run it on the desktop, it says there's another one in use. You have to disable its license before starting this one, and you want to do that, and so you say yes. And it goes, remember, you can only do this a number of times before we stop you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so
I didn't know that was a thing.
and I was like, okay, but I mean, like, I did buy the permanent copy, which has the rights to two machines being used.
Yeah, that's not super comforting.
No, it isn't, because I'm worried that maybe we'll change that, and you'll have to buy 2 licenses then. And then you'll have to buy a license for your Surface, and I'll be like, then I'm going to just abandon the software, because you're worse than Adobe at that point. And the whole
Oh
point,
yeah, I'm pretty upset with them for pulling this crap.
the
Like,
whole
there's
point
also
is to get away
the
from Adobe.
yeah, there's also the oh my gosh, like you can't like have it without internet.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you have to verify every 24 hours. But the weird part is for me, like I have the it made like I have it like I have the 2.0, but instead of me verifying, it just told me, "Oh, you can use it for 3 days." And
Night,
then
David.
Night,
Hey,
David.
David.
Like it told me it was going to give me 3 days. So, but I didn't grab a screenshot of it because I didn't realize other people were having that issue. So next time I'm going to grab a screenshot and be like, "Well, this is the message I'm getting. What's going on with you guys?"
Yeah, they're still working on the server of some sort.
Also, I'm mad at them.
For
So, I haven't upgraded. I'm still on 1.0, and they took away all the brushes. I can't access them on 1.0. I have to go to the website to access all the brushes that were available.
Wait, when you upgraded, they made you redo your entire library?
No, I haven't upgraded. I'm still on 1.
And all
But
your
they've
brushes finished?
no. Like if I want to get a new brush,
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have access to that list anymore. They've completely removed that from 1.0.
Yeah.
So the only way I can access it is if I go to the website and click download
Oh.
there, and then it gives me access.
So but so you can't go to File and then open Clip Studio, and it doesn't work for you?
Here, I'll show you. Let's see if I can bring this up.
Yeah, because what I do is I just do File, Open Clip Studio, and it opens up the other part where it has like, license, assets, tips, share, ask, whatever.
Yeah, check this out. Hang on, let me flip over.
Because you've got main screen now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be shocked by this.
Because I have the old version on my desktop, so I'm confused why you're having this problem.
Okay, so I'm here at debut. Let's do a star brush. See, now it's doing it, but when if I go through clip and I go, hey, I'm going to do a new subtool.
Oh, hang on, I can't see what you're doing.
No, I'm on where I want to be. So if I do subtools and go to assets and refresh it through assets and go this way, now I don't have access. And it's very weird how they've done it.
Well, you still have to. Okay, so just press enter, like in the bar they turn. Just press enter, and it should still do the search, because when you open it, it resets the search. So you still have to hit enter to actually do the search. If you open
I was doing that before, and it wouldn't bring anything up. Now it's bringing things up.
It's because I'm watching.
But before, it was like it was going. There are no.
That's weird.
There are no brushes in Boxing Say.
That's so weird. That it was like, nope, there's nothing here. Nope.
It's like,
That's
and
bizarre.
I had to do this like weird backwards way of getting brushes.
I
And
love
it's-
that I understood your Bossing Say joke.
Yeah. There are no brushes in Clip Studio.
Only Zool.
Like, thank you, Clip. Thank you, Clip. Thank you for making me a liar.
It's because I'm watching. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, that's the classic one. When you get help finally to figure it out, you can guarantee that it won't repeat the problem.
Right.
As soon as you get help, somebody
It's like,
who
oh
knows
shit, I
what they're
have to work.
doing.
Oh no, I have to actually work. Quick, she's watching. Do the thing. Julie, do the thing.
Yeah. All right, we should probably head on.
Yeah, we should get off before we. I'll be sitting here doing this forever if I don't
Let yourself
get moving. That way, if it decides to jump off the cliff, and it might, who knows? Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, Kat. I always love having you here,
Thanks for having me.
and it's been fun to watch you work through this cover because I know how much I struggle with covers and stuff. So I appreciate that. So
I love having the feedback because I get too. So thanks for all the feedback.
it's so true. We'll all get lost in it, and it's just so weird. It's such a strange thing. And I will see you tomorrow, all of you guys. And as always, we say, well, David already went to bed, so we lost David already. Okay, everybody. Keep your eyes on the stars. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.